Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for Mr. Daniel Angus?
Thank you. Can you all hear me? Thank you for having me. In some ways, I feel like a bit of an imposter coming to here. I've only just learnt about SafeWatch from Shane on Monday, and Shane was so enthusiastic about SafeWatch that I just had to come and learn more, and so I brought my book with me. And I've been taking notes all night, and I've been really grateful for the people that I've had a chance to speak to already. I wanted to say why I was interested in coming. And so, thank you very much. So I wanted to say that I have a strong interest in the mental health sector. I have a strong interest in reform and doing things differently. When I was a little kid, I was looking after my mum. My mum came to Australia from Vietnam as a refugee, and when she came here, we didn't have a lot of support. I was born here, and I found myself spending a great deal of my early life looking after my mum. And what we found was that every time we'd go to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or somebody like that, or a GP even, my mum would censor herself. She'd be really polite and smile and say everything was okay, or didn't want to worry me or bother me about what was going on. And so we'd never really get the help that we needed. And so she'd go 2 or 3 times, and then she'd get worse, and then she'd get better. And I don't know why, but not very many people knew that I wasn't at school. And it seemed that I was attending these appointments with her. So my mum came when she was 17 years old, and I learnt colloquial street Vietnamese from her, and that was my version of translation. And so I'd come to appointments with her, and she would talk about physical pain instead of what was really going on, and that was my story. And I absolutely wanted to do more for people like me, people like my mum. My mum developed a lot of trauma experiences from what she'd gone through, and I really wanted to do better in that space. And so my sense is that in mental health, there is such a focus on traditional pathways of care. Just a couple of weeks ago, the federal government, the Commonwealth, released the 10-year workforce strategic plan for mental health. And really for the first time, there was a focus on non-traditional pathways of care. And so what's really been important for me in mental health reform is how do we then find ways to support those in need that don't just involve traditional pathways of care. When Shane, when you told me about this program on Monday, literally days ago, I was really, really intrigued, particularly by the village approach. You know, if my mum had an app like this, I think I'd probably help her out at home, right? And I don't think that we had anything like that. And I really think that having a look at innovative technology approaches, but also innovative practices. I mean, I've done some really interesting stuff with animals. Do you know, for example, that parrots live to the age of 100 years, human years? Yeah. And do you know that the Yagoona RSPCA have an admission centre for self-harming adolescent parrots? Yeah. Well, what happens if we then took young people who were self-harming and we taught them how to help parrots who were self-harming? Here's thinking outside the box. It's expanding the type of work that we're doing, engaging with more people. And I absolutely think that from hearing Darren and Rachel's story earlier, and I thank you for sharing your story, that using technology for some people is absolutely what we've got to be doing. And so I really want to congratulate Shane and the team, and Quinton and Kumar, and I was kept company earlier. I didn't know any of you. And so I was really grateful to meet you as well, Sharon, and thank you, Tanya. And I heard about your foster kids. Congratulations. So in that sense, I felt a little bit funny coming up here for what you've called the keynote speech. But I wanted to spend a few minutes to congratulate all of you, congratulate Shane. From my perspective, this is an innovative, pioneering approach. And as your MC has been talking about all night, there are 1,500 apps. It was one of the first questions I asked you. You know, there's a guy named Ian Hickey from the Brain Mind Research Institute who says this a lot. He talks about how there are so many apps, people get lost in them. But you know what was so interesting about this one was, you're right, that there was a lot, it was almost like a one-stop shop, which I'm used to because that's what Headspace was all about. It was supposed to be a one-stop shop for young people, it still is. It's great philosophy, and I think that's what we're getting from something like this. And so I'm really excited to see how this grows and progresses over time. And so really, short and sweet, I want to congratulate all of you, and in particular the team, Shane, you and the team. Thank you for reaching out to me. And I really wish this SafeWatch program a great deal of success in the future. And I believe it's officially available now for access by mental health professionals all over the place, right? So congratulations, Shane. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.